Hi Cancer, how are you? I'm late. I am. It's November, but you know, when you're spooky every day of the year, what does the end of spooky season mean? I don't have to accept it, and neither do you. What am I? What is my costume? A grown woman wearing fox ears, coming to you on the day of the Scorpio new moon, saying, please forgive me, Cancer. I'm here though. We are doing 2 decks today. We are doing the Halloween Oracle and the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. This is my new candle. I have some new candles on my website. This is my new moon candle. It's burning bright into the night. These are the decks we are using. People ask me, these are them. I do personal readings. It's on my website. I'll be delayed about 2 to 3 weeks getting back to you. I would rather get back to people as I can than get back to everybody at once and then have my inbox like 200 emails. I'm trying to condense it as much as I can. So just be patient, please. Give me about a week, 2 weeks, possibly up to 3 weeks, depending how many inquiries come in. If I email you and you don't see it for a couple of days, that's fine. Just, you know, if you see the email and you still want the reading, get back to me when you can and we'll figure it out. Okay. I have really cool new stuff coming to my website this month. I will let you know when it is out. I will let you know first on my social media, my Instagram and Facebook, possibly my Twitter, but Twitter, there's a lot going on Twitter. We don't need to get into it. Fighting the good fight on Twitter. Who isn't? Okay. It is late here. I have worked a very long day on my feet all day. I have ADHD. I do not take my medication at night. It is late at night, so I'm going to be a little bit off the wall. I'm going to be a little bit goofy. Please bear with me. Do not take offense. Okay. What does Cancer need to know? Spider. Ghost. Gotcha. Midnight. Vampire. Oh. Skeleton. No. No. Okay. All right, guys. I don't love it. I'm just going to be real with you right off the bat. Energy. Tune back in next week, probably in a couple of weeks at my rate. Spider is the first card that came out. Community, web weaving. Ghost, regret. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. Vampire, emotional intelligence. Skeleton, strength. Jack-o'-lantern, protection. Okay, you're gonna find your inner strength in this situation, Cancer. You're going to. This is gonna bear... Sorry. The way that this like the skeleton's like this almost is like, you know, those like glamour shots where somebody's like making a dumb pose and then there's like a like their face close up making a dumber pose. That's like I like that they captured that in this imagery here. Okay. There is a situation here that's going to take you to an emotional low, or you've been taken to an emotional low. Somebody has discovered that their closest relationships, rather than lifting them up, are keeping them trapped in a web where they're not moving forward and they're experiencing regret. But this has happened for you so that you can recognize your inner strength. You know, sometimes we have to be pulled into some of the darkest times of our life is when we're going to align with who we truly are and find our inner strength to climb out of it. You know, it's really those situations that you're put in a corner and you've got to like fight your way out, that you figure out what you're really made of and who you really are. Your inner strength here. Vampire, there is somebody around you, multiple people around you that are sucking the life out of you, draining the life out of you. This is because you lack boundaries and you, I'm trying to think of how to say this. You kind of had to learn the hard way that actions need to meet, you know, what somebody says. Words, actions need to align. This is an energy, most empathetic people, most people that are givers, that are lovers, are going to run into a narcissistic individual, multiple narcissists. A lot of us will cycle through narcissists until we finally clicks in our head that, oh, this person is mirroring who I am back to me so that I'll like them and I'll drop my guard. I'm telling them my secrets. I'm telling them my traumas. I think that this is a like super deep connection. This person is basically soaking up all of my traumas like a sponge so that they can mirror my traumas back to me to get sympathy from me. And they can also use those traumas to control me. This is somebody that has basically been out for blood for a long time. And it's because you kind of needed to complete an emotional cycle of learning who you really are and not allowing other people to define you, because this is somebody that, if this is not multiple people cancer, this is somebody that has like most narcissists. The closer you are to the narcissist, the more isolated you're going to be. The narcissist is not going to want you to be close with anybody that would be supportive of you, anybody that would see through who the narcissist is. So you are only allowed to be close to people that support the narcissist, that fall for the narcissist's, you know, magic tricks, that are under this narcissist spell. The narcissist wants to be in control and idolized by all. If you threaten the narcissist's mask, if you threaten to expose the narcissist, if you threaten to figure the narcissist out, it will be them going around telling everybody what a terrible person you are. They are going to take what they've been doing to you and project it as them, the victim. That way, if you finally figure out who this narcissist is and you're telling people this narcissist cheated on me, stole money from me, you know, abused me in whatever way, whatever specifics, everybody that you run to is going to be like, oh, really? Because the narcissist told us a year ago that you were doing that to them. So I don't believe you. I'm going with the narcissist. They know they're wicked. They know that they're putting on a show. And they have already, like, you know, they have a plan B, C, D, E, and you mistakenly thought that this person had your back. You thought that this person understood you. They were a soulmate. There was a close connection. This person has been out for blood since day one. Somebody is in deep regret over what they've done. You've experienced loss after loss. You have allowed this narcissist, this vampire, to influence what opportunities you took. You've allowed this person to hold you back. You've allowed this person to make you accept less, to let go of relationships that were actually healing to you because the narcissist didn't like them and the narcissist planted things in your head. This is somebody that has lost a lot. And it's almost like you had to kind of go bare bones with it to recognize that you don't need all of these people. You don't need this fluff. A narcissist has to have supporters. It's live or die for them. It's not an option for you to come out on top and them to lose everybody. No, a narcissist would rather, you know, put a hit out on you than have their image smeared. It is, you will go to war with a narcissist when you try to expose them. And that is because it is live or die. They are nothing without their posse. They are nothing without people building them up, because that's not who they really are. So if you threaten to expose a narcissist in any way, they will be out for blood, and they will do it in a way that they appear as the victim. And that's why when you are under a smear campaign, when you are under a narcissist attack, the more you try to fight it, the worse you're gonna look. It's usually better in these situations, and they feed off of it. Narcissists, emotional vampires, don't give two fucks if you love them or hate them. As long as they can get a reaction out of you, they're in control. As long as they feel like they can control you and they can influence you, they're going to get a high off of it. And you also have to understand that they have been smearing your name behind your back the whole time. A narcissist is gonna, play nice with you, to get you on their side. They're going to play nice with you, but they're going to be, so a narcissist relationship, they will control all of your friends. They will control your friends. If you have people that don't like them, if you have people that see through their manipulation, you're not allowed to spend time with that person. That is a bad person. They're a bad influence on you. You need to get away from them. So a narcissist will control your friends. They will control who you spend time with. If your family is really supportive of you, they don't like your family is doing this to them, your family's doing that to them, you need to choose them or your family. They don't like the way that your family treats you either. They will basically get in your head about every little thing because they want to control everything. So if you've been with a narcissist long term, you will get to a point that you are not close with anybody that knew you before the narcissist. Everyone you're surrounded with are people that were hand chosen by the narcissist or have been allowed to stay in your life by the narcissist. This narcissist is going around and whispering to everybody. So, to your face, it's, oh, you guys are so cute together, blah, blah, blah. The narcissist is going to them, but yeah, they have all these mental problems and I try to deal with it, but they really drag me down and they're verbally abusive sometimes. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. This is how these fucking people are. They are literal fucking snakes. And, they're going to you crying and boohooing about all these traumas they've experienced in their life. And they can't help that they cheat on you. And they can't help that they text people behind your back. I had this really tough childhood that mirrors your childhood. There's a reason. There is a reason, because you're going to have more sympathy for them if it reminds you of your situation. I hate talking about narcissists because it is crazy. It's crazy making. So you have to understand that if you start standing up to the narcissist, if you start trying to out the narcissist has already told everybody that you have been abusing them for years. So, they're just going to take your they're going to take your emotional reactions, which is 100% valid. You have been deceived and abused by this person. Your life has been fucking tanked in the dumpster fire with them. And they're walking out with your entire community, as a hero. And you basically have to start over from scratch. Anybody that you met through the narcissist, they're gone. You got to let it go. You got to. And it's honestly for the best, because the narcissist will use any connection that they have to spy on you. So it'll be a situation that I care about their mental health. They have all of these problems and they're unstable, and I know they lash out at me, but I am, I'm just such a saint that I have to make sure they're okay. They're just trying to find other ways to fuck with you, to keep tabs on you, to try to crawl back and slink back into your life anytime you find healing. They are fucking monsters. They are monsters, psychopathic monsters, and they don't have empathy for other people. They don't give two fucks. They can pretend that they have empathy, but they don't genuinely care. People are objects to them to play with. You're a toy to build them up. So anytime that you threaten this facade that they are superior in any way, in every way, they will just seek to destroy you. And the more you fight about it, the more you're going to prove their point, because they're going to use any attempt to defend yourself as a justification. Anytime they poke and prod at you to the point that you are screaming in anger, see, abusing me. They're abusing me. They've abused me this whole time. They are fucking con artists, manipulators, terrible people, terrible people. You had to go through this because you had to find your inner strength and find your inner power in the darkness. Because if these people you were surrounded with, Cancer, cross watcher, if these people truly loved you and knew who you were, they would have had your back the whole time. They would have had your back the whole time. I experienced severe narcissistic abuse for 5 years. I was not allowed to talk to any of my close friends. And if I was under surveillance. This person hacked my phone and was listening to my phone calls, reading my text messages without my knowledge for years. When I left them, I literally had to stop talking to every single person I had a relationship with for 5 years through this person because he controlled all of my friendships. He tried to convince my family that I was crazy, that he was a good guy and just doing his best. So my family had sympathy for him. Even though they know that he physically abused me, they even had sympathy for him and tried to, maybe you need to give him another chance. Seriously, this is how manipulative and nasty these people are, and they fuck with other people really, really bad. I had to go back and repair the relationships with people that I thought were worth repairing. And some of them just weren't worth repairing. And some people, you know, thought poorly of me because of what I experienced. And some people, you know, talk shit about me because of what I experienced, like that made me weak. But the people that I had real friendships with, the people that I had a genuine soul connection with, they were like, though somebody's watching this, don't get me emotional. They were like, I don't give a fuck how long it's been, you know? I'm just glad that you're okay. I'm glad that you got out of that, and I'm happy that you're back. Stop. This isn't my energy. This is somebody else's energy. Sometimes you go through shit because it needs to show you who you really are and who is really there for you. Because when you are living this life of trying to be what other people want you to be, somebody like this can come in and pick up that you have these abandonment wounds, that you have these wounds that make you want to people please, you know, give you a fear of abandonment, and they prey on it. And everybody in this narcissist's life, they are preying on. Every single person. Anyone in a narcissist's life has either, you know, abandonment wounds, victim of abuse, or they are also narcissistic and there is something that they are getting out of that relationship. A narcissist will tolerate another narcissist as long as they can promote each other, as long as they, you know, get money from each other, as long as they boost each other's image in some way. So you are either, you know, providing sex, money, popularity, whatever vices that they have, drugs, whatever vices that this narcissist has, or you are somebody that they can prey on, preferably both. A narcissist won't be close to another narcissist because it's too much competition, but they'll keep each other if they can feed off of each other. So, you know, two influencers will fake friendships to be influencers, but they won't actually be good friends unless, you know, one influencer has some issues and allows the other one to basically act as a tyrant. Example, Kylie Kardashian. Some people love her. Look at her close friendships. The ones she's really close to are the ones that she can basically make into a mini me. The ones that stand up to her, that have some sort of individuality kicked out of the, you know, the group. The ones that have some sort of individuality, they'll play with each other, they'll play nice with each other to promote each other, but they're not gonna like be together all the time. That's a narcissist. Narcissists are created. They are created. You know, how do you be on national TV from the point that you were 8 years old in a family like that and not become narcissistic? Didn't stand a chance. Did not stand a chance at all. Anyways, don't come for me if you're a fan. I'm just saying, let's be real. That's a narcissistic family. Yeah, you have a feminine here, Queen of Wands in reverse. I don't usually read reversals, but this card is coming up reverse. This is somebody that This is somebody that they use sex and attention to get what they want. And wands is spiritual energy, so this person could also use spell work, manipulate with spell work to control other people. They also use sex appeal. They like to get attention from other people. There is a devil energy here when it comes to your community, and it's made you guarded. It's made you very guarded when it comes to lovers. Could be a Gemini. This could be a, you know, twin flame relationship, a divine relationship, a higher level soulmate, or this can just be people that, you know, resonate with you on a soul level. You're guarded towards people that are actually, you know, authentic with you, because you're used to people putting up a front. You're used to people hurting you, wounding you. This is a wounded warrior. This is also not wanting to give up. So you do have a karmic here that is not willing to give up on trying to control you, trying to possess you. And they are trying to weave a web around you to basically, you know, you're like prey to them here. They're also trying to hurt your image within the community. So if you, this is, you know, they're the type of people that they're going to try to get you in trouble with the law. They're going to, you know, show up to your house. They're going to stalk you, harass you, turn to violence. Anytime you expose a narcissist, you need to be very, very careful. I would highly recommend, if you were dealing with a narcissistic individual and it's getting to the point that you know who they are and they know you know who they are, do not be alone with this person. Do not allow this person into your home. If you have to be around them, record them in some way, because you are going to need it in court, especially if it is a woman. Narcissistic men tend to act out violently, domestic violence. Narcissistic women are very emotionally manipulative. They can also be violent as well, but they're going to be the types that, you know, hit you and then hit themselves and call the police and, you know, say that that bruise came from you. So don't allow them into your home. Be very careful about this person. If you have to be in contact with them, you know, look into Gray Rock, look into getting help from a domestic violence center. And there's no shame in that. You know, this is your life on the line. If it comes down to you living or dying, or you know, being falsely accused in court over going and getting help at a domestic violence shelter, you know, swallow your pride. I know, especially for men, it's really difficult, but I personally have been to a domestic violence center that helped me get out of an abusive relationship. They got me in touch with a lawyer for free. They sat with me and filled out the information for court for a restraining order to get me out of my lease. They provided me with the support I needed to get out of that lease, because that property manager tried to tell me that even though I had been physically assaulted, even though I had a restraining order, that I was not allowed to get out of that lease. I had to have the paper and the know-how legally to tell this person, you are violating my human rights and I can sue you right now. And I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have gone to that center and got that help from that person. And they also where I was in Oregon, they did court where they did it. Anybody that's been to domestic violence court knows that it is almost more traumatic than the actual event. I've been a handful of times and it has severely traumatized me. One time very badly traumatized me to where I didn't want to go to court after that. I would rather the restraining order lapse than have to deal with that situation again. So it is very, very traumatic. So you need as much support as you can get. And these people are trained and they're empathetic and they're loving and they're so supportive. And there were men there when I was there. There were men there. There were men there with their children. There was transsexual people there. There were homeless people there. There were a lot of women there, obviously, but it was a very loving place. They had food. They had, tips for getting housing. They had a clothes closet that was for free. They had, essentials like deodorant, toothbrush, whatever you needed. It was a very supportive, loving environment. And even after, like, they did virtual court, so I didn't have to go into a courthouse. I got to be in the domestic violence shelter with a social worker over video. And even after being traumatized the last time by the judge that I had to deal with, the person there, like, gave me a hug and made sure I was okay and explained the situation, that wasn't typically the person that resided over domestic violence cases. They didn't know what they were doing, what a fucking asshole that person was, but it was very supportive. Get help if you need help. Don't rely on the internet. Get help if you need help, especially if this person is compromising your security, because a lot of them will find ways to track your phone. A lot of them will find ways, if they have ability to, you know, see your search history. Just be very careful and kind of just expect the worst in those situations until you're somewhere that you're safe. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. If you're dealing with that, it's shitty, but it's one of those situations that you really got to get to the point that you got to fight for yourself. And that's what, you know, this type of situation is. You got to, sometimes we're put in situations where we have to fight for ourselves so that we can recognize that we're worth fighting for. Guys, I hate getting emotional in these readings, but this is sad energy. You're gonna be okay. You'll be okay. I'm okay. This was a little over 3 years ago. This happened to me a little bit over 3 years ago. And look where I am now. So you'll be okay. I'm still gonna post this. Normally if I really don't like crying on, I have my big 3 here if you wanna know, people ask. I have a Capricorn moon. Out of anybody, you will never see me cry. If you see me cry, I am fucking hurting, devastated. You will not see me cry. You will not see me show emotions really unless I'm like really backed in a corner or if I'm like really trusting you. So I'm gonna post this anyway because this is important. People need to hear this. You're gonna be okay. It's a shitty situation, but just think that, isn't it better to kind of have, looking back on it, I feel resentment because I lost some of my most like formative years. And I feel like I didn't really get to like experience my like 20s at all. I feel like they were kind of stolen from me. And you know, a lot of people feel that way now with fucking COVID. Like we've had years of our life stolen from us where you can't like see people. It sucks. But also, I would not be where I am today and be able to have the like influence that I have if I wouldn't have gone through that, you know? It really defined me as a person because I had to like, I fucking hate that I have to do this fucking reading crying the whole time. But I know somebody's crying with me and I love you guys a lot. And I'm really glad that we're able to kind of support each other. And somebody asked me if I would want to do like a support group like this. And I really don't have the time. I have the like counseling background. I used to do like, you know, support groups, help groups with like kids. I do not have the time and I don't have, you know, I just don't have the ability. That's way too much for me to take on. But I love the idea of it. And you know, I like building a community here, but if I wouldn't have gone through that, I would not be able to sit here today and tell you my story and give you genuine advice, real life experience, you know? I wouldn't have been pushed to the point that, because in order to start a tarot channel, in order to start doing videos where I explain how to do spells, in order to speak out about narcissistic abuse despite having little to no friends and being very isolated and being stalked by this person, you know, being gang stalked to the point that I had to leave the city that I was in because I couldn't leave my house without cars following me, people following, people trying to steal my dog from me, getting her sick. It was just such a like fucking shit show. In order to get to the point that I didn't give two fucks, you know, that I was gonna do it anyway. God damn it, guys, stop. Don't get emotional because I can feel the energy and it'll get me emotional too. I can really talk about really deep things and not cry. I really can. It's not normal for me to like just sob all the time. But we're under the new moon. It's a Scorpio new moon. What time? What better time? In order for me to get to the point that I don't give two flying fucks I have had people stop talking to me. I have had, friends not want to like be friends with me anymore. I've had family turn against me. I have had people just flat out be like, yeah, I do not want to date somebody like you because I do tarot, because I talk about spiritual things, because I have an interest in the occult, because I know how to do spells. I experienced a lot of rejection. It was about like 2 to 3 years. I mean, I didn't get 1,000 followers. It was like 1.5 years into my channel before it just randomly blew up. I experienced a lot of rejection, and I would not have had the strength to continue anyway on my path that I knew was my path if I wasn't put in a situation that I don't give a fuck. Because I've already had this person destroy my life. I've had years of my life stolen from me. I've had friends that I was isolated from, and I had to miss weddings. I had to miss, deaths in their family. I missed really major things in people's lives that I loved. Sorry, I hate being emotional, but I just want to be real with you guys. And I know that somebody's experiencing this too. It sucked. It really fucking sucked. But I had to get to a point when you have a really high path and you have a calling that not a lot of people understand, when you have a calling that's triggering for people, that a lot of people are going to go against you, you have to be put through life situations, one, that are going to kind of condition you to where you'll be able to handle what you're supposed to go through, but also kind of, get you to a point that you are ready to do it. You can't care what other people think about you when you have a calling that requires you to act fucking crazy, to act batshit crazy, to sit here and talk to voices in my head and, talk to you about like who they are and what they're doing and help other people do it. I wouldn't be able to do that if I did not go through a situation that absolutely ruined me and absolutely destroyed, my life. I literally destroyed my life. And it wasn't him, it was me. I was self-harming through bad relationships. And I had to get to a point that it was live or die, and to be able to come out of it. And then coming out of it just put me in a situation where I am never, ever going to put myself in another relationship and another connection with somebody that makes me feel like I need to hide any sort of part of myself. If I need to, water down any part of myself, that I need to redirect or, not do something that I love to do, I'm not going to fucking do that for another person ever again. Because when you start giving up pieces of yourself for another person, it never stops. And it gets to a point that you wake up one day and you don't know who the fuck you are. And you're a shell of who you used to be. And the people that used to love you for who you are don't want to be around you because you've changed and you're weird now and you're different. And not people that are, when you start to heal, tell you that, because some people will and they're not meant for you. But the people that really loved you, a lot of them struggle to be there for you when they see you kind of self-harming through a relationship and losing who you are. But luckily, when those people really love you and care for you, they're going to be there for you when you're coming out of it, and they'll be there to support you. And that's really what's important too, is connection is really important. And, being on a spiritual journey is very isolating. And that's why it's so important that when you meet people that respect, they don't even have to understand what you're doing really, but respect you and honor you on your individuality and where you are in your path. Those are people that you hold on to and that you cling to. And I think that that's really great about the people that I've been able to meet and build in this community, is that a lot of us have been through similar things, and we can, most people, you tell them that somebody has been trying to kill you through spell work and it's really affecting you and you're struggling, they're going to be like, you are batshit fucking crazy. You try to tell somebody that someone's a narcissist, but this narcissist has already, weaved their web around them. They're going to see you as like a bully to the narcissist. These are very isolating experiences that not a lot of people go through, and you can read about them in a book, but until you experience them in real life, you're not going to understand them. So the fact that we can find each other and relate with each other and support each other is very important. And that's the beauty of going through this experience, Cancer, is that, yeah, you lost a lot. You've lost a lot in this situation, and you're experiencing a lot of regret right now. But also, this is like the first day of your new life, you know, and you get to, from this point forward, define who you are based on who you really are. Because being somebody else to appease other people really didn't work. Really didn't work out for us. Really did not work. So fuck it. And that's kind of what you have to, a large part of finding your spiritual path and finding your calling is getting to push to a point. And that's why a lot of us go through a lot of shit. It's because you got to get to a point, Cancer, that is just like, fuck it. Fuck it. I don't give a, I am leaving everything behind, you know, I am leaving everything behind, and I'm just going to do it. And that's how you, yeah, justice. That's how you get justice in this situation. That's how you overcome your regret, how you overcome feeling the loss. I could sit here and feel bitter and feel upset that I literally lost my entire 20s to abuse at the hands of another person that took a lot of friendships that I met that were genuine friendships, and ruined them purposefully, told these people lies about me because he didn't like that. Typically when people met both of us, they tended to like me more just because I am a nicer person and he fucking sucks, you know? So he would tell them lies about me. He would do things to turn them against me. And part of me can sit here and be pissed off about it and think about all those years that I lost. But that's not going to do anything. That lets him win. That lets him take up, you know, a big chunk of my mind and feel like he gets to control me in some way by, you know, living in my memories as somebody that took something from me, which he didn't take anything from me. What he helped me realize is that I was dishonoring who I am by allowing other people to put me in a position where I felt like I couldn't be who I am. So that's where we have to get in our spiritual path, is where we just get to the point, and this is what karmics do. Karmics keep you stuck in wounds and hurt you over and over and over again. And you get rid of one karmic and here comes the same person in another body. And it's not because you did anything wrong, and it's not because you're a bad person, and it's not because you're never going to find love or you're never going to find genuine connections. It's because you are hiding parts of yourself that would help you connect to people that would really see you. And when you are hiding parts of yourself, you are resonating with people that are also hiding parts of themselves. And some of those parts that they're hiding can be very wicked. And when you're somebody that is too focused on what is everybody thinking about me, how do I win everybody else's approval, you miss people like this. You miss it. And sometimes you have to experience it over and over and over in a very devastating way to finally wake up to the fact that I am not going to allow anybody else to use my traumas against me. Here they are. Here is every part of me that I've been told is bad and wrong and stupid and weird, and I'm going to take them and make them my strengths. And that's really what Scorpio is about. That's what Pluto is about, and that's what this new moon is about. Love that energy. There's going to be justice in this situation. And how do you find justice, Cancer? You gotta say fuck it. You got to, and I'm sorry. And not everybody has to deal with this, but that's the thing. The higher your calling, the more fuck it you need in your life, really. And until you agree to just say fuck it and do what it is in your heart you're being called to do, no matter how weird and odd and stupid it might make you look to these people, if anyone saw who they truly are, they would be horrified and they would run. They would run. They would not have anybody in their life. So who is the real loser in this situation? Is it the person that had to learn the hard way that trying to please everybody is never going to work out for you, and that, you know, when you are your authentic self, some people are just not going to like you, and some people that are not being their authentic self are even going to be triggered and lash out at you and try to isolate you from others. And that's okay, because you don't need to be everybody's friend. Most people kind of suck anyway. A lot of people just fucking suck, and they're boring and they're lame. And why would I give two shits what somebody that fucking sucks thinks about me? I think you suck, you know? You kind of have to get to that point in your life, Cancer. Don't be bitter about it. Don't, try not to see yourself as a victim. Don't see yourself as somebody that brought this into your life, but see and take responsibility that your choices are what brought this into your life. And that doesn't make you a bad person, and that doesn't make you stupid, and that doesn't make you deserving of abuse, but it does make you somebody that is falling prey to abusers, because there are parts of yourself that are seeking connection and acceptance so much that you are taking whatever situation you can get. And people that are abusive and that are predators are going to pick up on people like that and collect them and collect them and collect them, and then pit them against each other, so that you're so busy fighting and feeling competition for this other person, you don't even see that I'm the puppet master of everything, and that I've been lying to everybody and fabricating stories. Is what these people do. Yeah, magician, manipulator, controller. It's an ending of a painful cycle of being backstabbed and betrayed. But you are finally starting to pick up the pieces. You're stitching yourself back together, and you're going to move forward. And once you are ready, you are going to go forward. 8 of Wands. Fast. Fast. You're going to take off, but you've got to find healing here, and you've got to start to see yourself, the magical person that you are. And it might even be like you haven't found your magic yet, but you're never going to find your magic hiding away parts of yourself to try to appease somebody that is using your wounds and your shortcomings against you. Judgment in reverse here. I don't know why I have random cards in reverse. See, I don't like to do reversals because judgment is going to be called in this situation, Scorpio, but you have the power to call judgment yourself. You have the power to call judgment in this situation. You have the power to say, this stops now. This is not going to continue here. I'm not going to allow you to use the parts of myself that I've hidden away against me, because those tend to be the best parts. They're just parts that need loving and need healing. And once you find your healing, you're going to start to recognize that a lot of those parts that you've hidden away about yourself are actually what makes you really cool and what's part of your path in life. Don't get emotional again. Please stop getting emotional. You're killing me. Allow this manipulator, this abuser, this fucking turd, this smelly ass awful turd. Allow them to transform you. Cut this person off into this situation and allow it to transform you. And again, both of these cards are passive cut off. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you do not need to have a showdown with a narcissist. A narcissist will never give you closure. All a narcissist is going to do is going to intentionally trigger you, make you feel crazy. They're going to gaslight you. They're going to play the victim. And if that doesn't work, they will physically assault you. You're not ever going to get that narcissist to admit that they did something wrong and that they're in the fault and actually change their behavior. They will only ever admit that they're wrong in bits and pieces, in certain ways that they're able to spin it again into, I can't help it because I'm a victim in some way, or that they can use it to manipulate you in some way. You're never going to get the truth out of them. You're never going to get honesty. They're never going to give you closure. Ever. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So this does not mean that if you are a man, this is a passive cutoff. This is passive. It's feminine energy. You are not going to have a showdown with this narcissist. You are going to quietly ghost this narcissist and pick up the pieces in your life and start to rebuild. If you have people that are close with this narcissist, that take this narcissist side, you need to cut them off. Anybody that sympathizes or sides with your abuser is abusing you. They are abusing you as well. It is abuse by proxy. Anybody in your life that makes excuses for the abuser, that takes the abuser's side, that gaslights you about the abuser, that doesn't believe you, those are people that have to go. Have to. And with me, again, some of those people were family, and I had to set firm boundaries that we are not going to be close until you get your shit together, basically. You are not going to sit here and tell me that somebody that has physically abused me, emotionally abused me, financially abused me, and my dog for years is somebody that I need to give another chance to. And the fact that you would even say that to me shows me that you need to work on yourself. And that sucks, having to do that to somebody that you really love and that's part of your family. But that is worth it, because you can't allow people like that to be close to you in your time of healing. Again, setting those boundaries with people and giving them the opportunity to kind of get their head straight and come to you correctly, you know, that's what you can do in that situation. If that's a relationship you want to repair eventually, you cannot be close to somebody that sympathizes with your abuser or is in contact with your abuser while you are trying to heal. I would cut contact with anybody that's close with your abuser. No, because literally anything you do or say is going to get back to that abuser, and that person might not even understand what's going on. You know, that narcissist, that abusive person is going to poke at them and pry at them and use it as a, I'm concerned, I'm worried, I think they might try to attack me, I need to know where they live, I need to know where they work for my own safety, you know, or I need to support them, they need me. They are not going to let you go. This person is not going to let you go. This person is going to bind themselves to you and try to keep you from moving forward, because it's not about love, it's about control. Will a narcissist continue to stalk you and try to control you even though they're in another relationship, even though they've ghosted you, even though, you know, you try to talk to them and they give you the silent treatment? Yes, they are going to keep tabs on you for the rest of your days. Anytime you look like you're doing better, anytime they feel like they have an opportunity to sneak back in and take advantage of you, use you in any way, here they fucking come. They will never let you go. They will never stop stalking you. How do these people have time in their day to, you know, go to work, to eat? I don't know. I really don't know, but they have a lot of helpers. And, you know, that person that is friends with the narcissist is feeding the narcissist information about you. They are. Whether they are, you know, sinister or whether they're just fucking idiot, they are, and you've got to cut that person off, or, you know, feed that person. If it's not possible, don't tell that person anything personal. Don't tell that person anything that you wouldn't want getting back to that narcissist and to be plotted and planned to use against you. So be very, that's a dangerous game to play. It's better just to go non-contact, if it's possible, with the narcissist, and every person that is close to the narcissist, that takes the narcissist side, that sympathizes with the narcissist, is in communication with the narcissist at all. It is better just to make a clean break and change your phone number, get a restraining order, delete everybody, put your shit on private. It sucks, but it's the best way. It is the best way. Go to a domestic violence center. A lot of them, you know, are going to be closed with COVID, but you'll probably be able to do a video call. They're going to help you. They're there to help you. Most of their services are free or very affordable. Don't have too much pride to ask for help if you need help, especially if your life is in danger, if you are, you know, if you fear for your safety at all. And don't have this, I'm going to, you know, stand up to them and confront them. If you try to confront somebody that is that wicked, it is going to be very, very ugly. A lot of them are going to get physically violent with you. A lot of them, I don't care if they've never put their hands on you before, if you threaten to expose a narcissist, that's when, you know, severe violence. That's when things get very scary, and it's better just to let them think that they won and get out with, you know, your what you can and get somewhere safe. Your safety is a lot more important than being right in the situation, because you're never going to be right with somebody that is mentally ill. They don't see reality for what it is. They have severe mental illness where they live in an altered reality, and anyone that threatens that altered reality has to go, and they don't care how they do it. They don't care. They don't see people as an actual person. They see you as an object. So if they have to destroy your life, if they have to hurt you, if they have to get rid of you, they will do it. And don't underestimate these people. You don't understand what you're dealing with. Okay. That was crazy. That was a therapy session for me and you, hopefully. Love you guys. I mean, again, I hope that resonated with nobody, but I know somebody got something out of that. So I'm sending you a lot of love, a lot of support. I will see you guys soon. Bye.